Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We're so glad you're here tonight. It's Tuesday, July 9th. We have two amazing guests, Goldie Diver and Paul Piltz. Leo, hit that promo, baby.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome back to our show. We meet here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're in California, which is where Leo is, then you will be, it's 6 o'clock for you. And we get people from all over the country and all over the world. How cool is that? Lots of our friends from the UK check in Italy and France. And I know Judy right now is in Barcelona. So, although I think it's the middle of the night, but anyway, so we're so happy you're here. Our show is a celebration of creative people. That is the format of our show. My mission is to celebrate my friends that are creative on all levels. We have all kinds of creative people that come here, and we celebrate that because it's hard enough to be in any creative business, never mind do your own promo. So I have this great vehicle and I would like to help my friends out. But I also learn so much every week. And I just meet the greatest people in my life anyway, as I walk through and work through my life. I have met the greatest creative people that inspire me weekly, daily. I follow people's posts and I'm like, wow. And I see everybody working on all these new projects or continuing projects they've done for years or just we just keep re-inspiring ourselves. One of the things that I do as a ritual that I do at night, whenever that is, because I work nights, but sometimes I got to take naps or whatever. So I have a very strange sleep schedule, right? And sometimes I have to get myself, my brain to sleep because I got to take a nap, whatever. And this is what I do and try it because it works every time. I close my eyes and I say, okay, everything's fine. Everything's going to be all right. And then I list in my head the things and people I'm grateful for. And I cannot tell you how long that list goes on because it just keeps going and going and going. Because then I think of other people that connect to other people that connect to other people. And I list all these people in my life that I love. And then I fall asleep. It's the greatest feeling. So, and it's all people in my life that bring joy and create beautiful things. So speaking of creating joy and bringing beautiful things, Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Hello, my friend. How are you, honey? I'm sorry. I've been so busy and you've been so busy. We haven't really had one of our little chats, but we will soon. Happy July and happy Tuesday, Maria Leo. What's the story with Maria family? Hope everyone had a nice 4th amongst the madness. Yes, much madness. And even Brooklyn, says John Pietero, who we adore. John, you are one of the people, you and Lori, I mean this, I'm not just saying this to get on your good side, but you and Lori are on my gratitude list every time I do it. Just two wonderful people, Lori Towers and John Pietero. We did a great show at 802. Oh my God, thank you for having us. That was so much fun. And I saw Lori and John at the Blue Comedy Show at Stonewall. Oh my God, wasn't that great? That was a fundraiser for Act Blue. That was really amazing, really amazing. So that was Sunday. And let me, okay, Danielle says, grateful for you, my friend. Looking forward to our chats. Me too. You are wonderful, says John. I think you are wonderful. And John, I'm telling you, if we ever did our like ancestry.com, I have a feeling we're cousins or something, that we're related. Because you remind me so much of my family. It's not even funny. It's like the easiest thing to be your friend. It's very familial. Okay, Lynn Porter's genius. John and Lori, she puts hats. Speaking of hats, Rena Cugnali Berge, my cousin in Massachusetts, who I love, who I send all my funny memes to, and she sends, we've been peeing our pants with these funny memes. And oh my God, I joined TikTok. Finally, I caved. Because Judy's on TikTok and a lot of my friends, and they would send me these TikToks, but now I can't watch them unless I join. And I got to tell you, I kind of like it. The only problem is I automatically, I have an addictive brain. I instantly got hooked. Like instantly, I can't stop watching these videos. So I have to put the phone down and stuff like that. There's a lot of funny stuff. There's also a lot of political stuff. But I got to tell you, I have been inspired by these young people and older people. And like I'm very inspired by what people are saying. So anyway, I do want, speaking of inspired, let's say hello to, we have one more, Stephanie Grego from my hometown. Hi, honey. Oh my God, Stephanie, did you see the picture I put on my wall today of Greece when we did Greece in Stoneham because it was Michael Brebner's birthday? You were in there. Who did I miss? Andy Pratsky. Hi, my love, filmmaker, documentarian, and hunky, adorable friend of mine, and Leo's. Okay, so Roger Duria has joined us. Girl, Paul and I love you. In town for Once Upon a Mattress on the 3rd. Hope to see you. Oh, I hope so. Oh my God, that would be great. Once Upon a Mattress is one of my favorite musicals. I love that show. I played the Queen in that show in my younger days. Queen Agravain, was that her name? I think that was her name. Jean Cynthia
Somebody said
Donald.
Queen. I'm sorry.
Oh, Leo, thank you for joining us. I know you're busy back there, like the man behind the curtain. So I didn't want to bother you. Okay, so we have a great thing we want to promo before we bring on our guests. Our friend John Bronston, who works with me on Saturday nights at Brandy's. He is doing. Let's bring on John's. Yeah, thank you, honey. Okay, so John Bronston, who's involved in so many shows, including he did Tina on Broadway. He conducts at Lincoln Center. He is just incredibly busy. He's always doing tours and all these. I mean, it goes on and on and on. His resume, but he recently said, I have all these songs that I've written and music that I've written over the years that I'm going to do a show of my original songs, and I'm going to have other singers sing them. And I think this is incredible. So this is this Thursday, July 11th at 7:00 at the Stonewall Inn upstairs, because upstairs there's a little theater there, and it's a great space. It's such a good feeling space. And John does many shows there, but he's doing the shows called The Music in My Mind. There are his original compositions, as he said to me, which actually really moved me. Some of these songs I have never heard someone else sing besides me. So he wrote them, but he's never heard another singer sing them. And the list of singers, Leo, are you just, let me see if I can read the small print. I know some of the singers like Tara Connor Jones, Taylor Patty, T-Rex. It's hard to read that small print. But
Christian DeGroot, Paula Galloway, Belle Goodman, Hunter Hollingsworth, Avance Hales, T-Rex, John Satrom, Taylor Patty, Scott Van Y, and Keith Weiss.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was very good. You were the voice of God, as they call it in when you go to award shows and you hear that announcer, that's called the voice of God.
And now back to Maria.
Right. Thank you, Leo. Wow. I think you have a whole new career there. Anyway, so I really wanted to put a plug in for John Bronston show, because John is, first of all, he's not just a really talented guy. He's one of the hardest working people in this business I've ever met. And he is like an example of consistently just do the next thing, do the next right thing, do the next creative thing, help. He is the kind of guy that pulls people up with him. All those people listed there are people that he's worked with or his friends, and he brings them, he gives people such opportunities all the time. And I am really very moved by the way he works in this business.
They can sing. That's going to be a night of not singing. Sorry, singing. No, this is going to be a night of singing.
Oh, well, Leo, you have so many voices tonight. Wow. But Leo, listen, I know you are Mexican, and I just want to tell you right now, don't even think about going to Stonewall and taking John Bronston's black job. Don't think about it, because I'm warning you,
He's cleaning mirrors now and floors. What?
No, he's the musical director of the show, and he wrote it. So you can't, and so I know. I'm just telling you, you can't be doing anything like that. I
It was
guess
a great meme.
we were warned. We were warned, that you Mexicans
Oh yeah,
are trying to cross that border. Although I
there
think
was
you're already here.
a meme of somebody going to a golf course and asking all the African American black men there what kind of job that what's a black job. And these were doctors.
I saw it.
and
I
lawyers.
saw it.
Yeah,
It's amazing. And then now it's like taken off. I saw these videos on TikTok, and today they had all these like all these surgeons. They were all female surgeons. It was amazing. It's really taken off, and I just think it's hysterical. So anyway, but I just wanted to warn you because that big orange man said that you little Mexicans are trying to come over
Oh my
and
God.
take black jobs. And I know
Yeah.
John is the musical director for many shows. Don't even think about it, Leo.
No.
I'm watching you.
No
I'm
way.
watching you.
I could not do what John does.
Me neither. Oh my God.
Could not do it.
Unbelievable. But
Another genius, just like our friend Len Portis.
genius. Anyway, okay. So Tanya Penn, who I love. Oh my God, Maria, with the black shark. I cannot stop laughing because some of these TikToks and memes and like Instagrams are so ridiculously funny. And then on the Spanish side of it, they have all these Latinos like looking like, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where the black jobs are? I mean, this is snowballed into such a funny thing. And let me tell you something, which what I love about creative people. This is another reason why I love this show and I love my creative friends. And God bless the creatives of the world. We can take anything and turn it into something funny, amazing, poignant, incredible. And so you know what? Bad people, shame on you. Shame on you for trying to scare everybody.
We grew up with Don Rickles. Come on.
Come on.
Bring it.
Anyway,
We
so
grew up
great,
with Andrew Dice Clay. Come
great
on.
things are
Bring
happening.
it.
But listen, you heard it here at What's the Story with Maria. We warned you on July 9th. Don't even think about it, Leo. Leo has been warned. And warn all your little friends over there. Warn all your little friends down there.
All of you really talented piano playing musical Mexican arrangers.
Right. Stop it.
Both of
Don't
you.
even
Or you.
think of it. Don't even think of it. No, but anyway, I will say, and then I'll shut up about this because we have so much to do. We have amazing guests.
Snap Andy Prasky.
Andy
Under
Prasky.
Obama wasn't being president a black job. Oh,
You know what? I thought of that today. And guess who? I thought of this when I was taking my nap, making my gratitude list. And I thought, how interesting. You know who did eventually take that black job? Mr. Trumpty Dumpty. So I guess he was going for the black job too, wasn't he? After he, listen, karma is a beautiful thing, thing. And nature works it out. Otherwise,
I don't know if it's been said here first, Maria, but I did see something that hinted to it. But, if he really wants to come back in office, is there anything against bringing Obama back to run
No,
again?
actually, there
if
isn't.
that was the case, if
Yeah.
that was really what they want to do, I mean, my vote already happened for Biden, so I'm sticking with
Listen, you know what?
person I know. But
Usually this show does not lean political. It leans
Right.
like ideologically, or whatever the word is. Whatever. It's we go with ideals, right? But I got to tell you, this is a whole new era. And what's coming up the pike is I'm getting the big guns out. And what I mean by big guns out is I am no longer policing myself on this show or anywhere else to just make sure I don't hurt any feelings or rattle any cages or ruffle any feathers. It's not my style to normally do that. I'm usually pretty good about it. Thank you. But I got to
the
tell
gloves
you,
are off.
there's a lot at stake. This is not the time to lay down and die. I am personally not ready. And you know what? That's all I want to say is I just find so much humor in things now. And you're right. I guess the last president to take a black job was Trump, wasn't it? So
Look at
anyway,
that
right.
makes me laugh. John, you're so funny.
What did John say? Oh, I know. Anyway, everybody's having a little fun. So, I see. Tanya Penn said Trump only served one term, so he can run. Obama can't because he served 2 terms. I see. Unless Trump gets rid of the 2-term. Okay. Well, that's another thing, and we're not going to turn this whole thing into I just did want to say that because my big thing is voter rights. Please register if you are not registered. You know what else? Please register your 18-year-olds and up. There's a lot of kids sitting around that are not voting because my parents dragged me. I mean, I used to go and get signatures with my mother. My parents were very political.
You tell them that they're going to have the Sigma Riz if they go out and register to vote. They're not going to be like these Skibbity, Ohio Rizzlers, you know?
Yeah, well, just listen, be part of the fabric of America. Be part of the beauty of and the freedoms that America has for you, because this is an amazing country. And let us not let them divide us. We need to stick together. And that's it. They can do whatever they want on their little crazy side, but we need to come together. And I am with Joe until Joe says he doesn't want to do it. But I'm with Joe. He's done a lot for us, and I care about him. And thank you, Joe Biden, for all you have done. Okay.
Right. He didn't have to.
He didn't. He didn't.
But he stood up because, as an American, he felt that he needed to represent all those years like he did in Congress, come hell or high water, death or whatever have you, that he had to deal with.
Yep.
He stuck it through. That is what American. That's what the grit of what Americans do, right? I mean, all of us. We see something, we get hit with problems, but we get up and we take care of business. Care of business, and that's what Joe's been doing.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
you know, he's got the votes to do it again.
He's a good person. And you know what? I love Kamala too. I know a lot of people, whatever, they complain about Kamala. I met her in person.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I was blown away. Whole different energy. They really put her in a box on TV. She's amazing.
I have to say, though, I'm a little bitter about our political talk, I have to say, because we missed Shrimp Scampi last week.
I know. I was so involved. Usually I cook, although this week I didn't cook. And I'll tell you why. Because one of our guests is a chef, and he showed us all his plates. I thought, let him be the chef this week. But last week I was so excited about what we were talking about that I forgot to show my delicious shrimp marsala.
Oh, marsala, that's what it was.
Oh my God. A shrimp marsala that I made over the weekend.
We struck gold, just so you know.
We did struck. Okay, good.
We struck gold.
Well, we're not going to waste any more time because we have one of our wonderful guests on, and we want to get her on ASAP, because talking about being creative and just doing new things. Our next guest is an incredible singer. She's done so much cabaret, and she is a staple in our MAC community, our cabaret community. And her name is widely known, and she's lovely, but she just started a whole new series. This is like a whole new thing. And I heard from her, and I was like, I really want to go to this. It's a songwriter series. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'll have her talk about it. But shall we bring her on?
We shall bring in the gold.
Let's bring it in.
Da-da-da.
Hi, Goldie.
Hello, Maria. Hello, Leo.
Hey, honey, we got you. It's worked. Goldie, is it? Am I saying it right, Diver?
Close enough, but no cigar.
Tell me.
Devere.
Okay, that's why I didn't want to say it. I said I'll wait for you to say it, because when I see it, and I'm sure everybody does it, it's like a visual thing where you automatically your brain puts the I there. But I said, you know, like it's just what we're used to, but I wanted you to say. So Devere, now I shall never see it any other way.
Just pretend there's lots of extra E's in there.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Now, Goldie, I have always known you to be this wonderful, very talented cabaret, like not just a torch singer, but like you're really like a classic cabaret singer, right?
Oh, Maria,
I mean,
thank you.
would put you in that category. I would definitely put you in that category, like a classic, amazing, grounded, beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you. That means so much to me.
It's the
coming
truth.
from you. I mean, my God. Yes. Thank you.
Well, now though, I'm seeing, I'm like, what is she up to now? And then you sent me this PDF that I was like, I want to go to this, but I couldn't go last time because I was working. And now tell us what you're doing, Goldie. What's happening?
Okay, so I'm putting on a producer's hat as well. And I am doing, in conjunction with Jamie Beeman, who you know as well.
Yeah.
I'm producing, Jamie's directing. I'm also hosting. It's a monthly series at Don't Tell Mama. The whole series is called Sneak Peek, a performer and songwriter lab.
Oh, I love
So,
it.
well,
got you.
we're featuring works in development.
I love
So
that.
this means that we don't want you coming on and performing things that you've been doing before, or like each month we'll have a new theme. The first month, which was June 24th, our theme was it was called "And the Winners Are dot dot dot," and we featured winners from both the Bistro and Mac Awards. But
Beautiful.
I didn't want them coming on and doing what they won their Mac Award for, or what they've been doing. I wanted them coming on and doing what they're developing now for what's next. Because,
Wow.
yeah, because for the audience, they get the first ones to get to hear what's new. Um, for the performer, they get a chance to expose their new work and give it a little bit of, PR and exposure.
Right.
Um, and also we have some quick little chats with everybody either before or after their song to talk about their process. What is
Oh,
their
great.
Yeah. So it's a peek behind the curtain in
I
the
love this
creative
kind of thing.
process. And nobody's really doing something like that in cabaret
No,
right
no.
now.
And years ago, I remember that it's kind of like how I got on the map as a songwriter. It was Phil Jeffrey Bond. It was maybe 20 years ago. And I was
Yes.
working at the duplex at the time, and he was as well upstairs. And he started the songwriter series, and he would do a similar, but it was just songwriters. It wasn't like it different than what you're doing, but I loved it. So he invited me. I was like really new. I had been writing songs for years, but a lot of people didn't know about it. But he said, listen, I know you write songs. Why don't you be on our bill? And I was really like the low man on the totem pole, but I was so grateful to be there at the time. So I always, and I want to say it publicly, I always thank Phil Jeffrey Bond for putting me on the map with Mac and the cabaret community as a songwriter, because I did a series, and guess who was one of the headliners?
Who?
Stephen Schwartz.
Oh my God.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
I know. He was working on a little show called Wicked. Can you imagine this? Like, I saved all
Oh
the.
God.
I know, and then it was like Stephen Lowenthal the next time, and it was O'Keefe. Stephen, I think Steve. I'll think of his first name. Who wrote Bat Boy? It was all these amazing
Oh,
songwriters, and I got the privilege. And I met Julie Gold, and I met just so many, like one after another, amazing. Because I would go to all of them.
right,
David Friedman. I would go just to sit in the audience
right.
and learn and watch and just soak it all up. So I am a huge fan of what you're doing. I think it's amazing, Goldie.
Thank you. Well, it's funny that you mentioned Julie's name because Julie was my guest star in the first one.
I love it.
And so because of like each month, because the theme will be a little different, the nature of how many people we have on, how much material they do each month will be different depending upon what's going on. I'll feel a little more on that. But for the first one, because we wanted to be able to put more people on because it was both the bistros and the Macs.
Mm,
And Julie was honored with a bistro for what do they call her? Iconic singer-songwriter, which she of course is.
yep.
And I asked her to do 2 songs. And I also wanted to do one of Julie's original songs I do 1 song on every show. And
Yeah.
I want to keep
Great.
it on theme for whatever that month is.
Oh, I love that.
And I was trolling through Julie's material and I saw a lot of songs that I liked, but just by chance, I've been doing a lot of work down at PPI Recording Studio with Chip Fabrizi.
Oh,
And
yeah. Chip's
yeah,
great.
he loves you. He loves you. I
Yeah,
told him
he's
I was doing this tonight.
wonderful.
He said, please send Maria my love.
Oh, he's
And
wonderful.
um, so Julie had her session after mine a couple of times, and I had already asked her after the Bistro Awards to be my special guest. She said yes immediately. Love that woman. And so this was now a couple months later, and I asked her, are you doing anything new in the studio that no one has heard before? She let Chip play 3 songs for me, and they were all great, but I kept being drawn back to this quirky little song of hers that no one has heard before. She wrote it after pandemic, called Lost in the Kudzu. And if you don't know what kudzu is,
Tell me.
well,
Is it a
kudzu,
Yiddish word?
no, not at all. No,
I've never heard it.
kudzu is a plant. It's an invasive, non-indigenous plant that has now started coming into the northern hemisphere, and it's one of those invasive plants. When it goes into any space, a garden, whatever, it chokes out all the other life. Okay,
Oh.
but the whole song was all about being displaced, not
Oh.
recognizing the world you're in, and feeling out of place, and seeing the world not seeing the world as it used to be, or your place in it. And this, I just was drawn to this song, and for me it really signified the way and I'm sure so many of us have been feeling since pandemic, and since the world has been changing a bit, not just
Mhm.
from pandemic. But I feel when I walk around the city, I don't really recognize it as the city that I've lived in for 50 plus years,
Mhm. Mhm.
and or my place in it. And that's basically what the
That's
song is
really,
about.
really what you just said, or my place in it.
And that's right.
Yeah, that's really intense.
That's really what it's about. It's about being displaced. And
Wow. That's
now
intense.
the first 2 lines of this song are, I was lost in the kudzu when I got killed by a gang of murder hornets after I squashed a spotted lanternfly. Okay? So in the first 2 lines of the song, the girl who's singing was killed. So she talk about being displaced, and it goes on from there, and it's a wonderful song. So anyway, so I did that. The first show was really I couldn't have been happier. Everybody that was on brought their A game. I had to do very little as host, just sort of have fun and bring everybody on and off, sang my little song, but it really went well.
That's
So
great.
now
And
the second,
it's that Don't Tell Mamas, right?
don't tell mama. It's going to be on a Wednesday night. The next one is actually a week from tomorrow, July 17th.
Wonderful.
The
And
theme
it's
for this one,
early enough at 7 p.m., which is
yes.
great.
And as you see, this one is called See You in September, because
Mhm.
this one is for people that actually have shows that will be launching in the fall. You see, it's Tim
Excellent.
Connell, Tanya Moberly, Elvira Tortora, and Sue Matsuki and
I
Gregory
love
Doroyan.
Sue so much.
I adore her.
Oh my God, I love Sue.
And she's been working with Gregory for 30 years now.
Yeah,
So they're celebrating that by doing this duet show together.
it's
So
beautiful.
everyone in this show will be doing like 3 songs to give people like a little snippet, a real sense of
Yeah,
what their show's going to be about.
I love that.
And I'm going to be doing a song that will be a little sneak peek from a solo show that I'll be doing in the fall that is called What a Man, and it's an Anthony Newley show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that there's a lot going on this year. And
That's
what I want
great.
to talk to you about, madam,
Yeah, yeah.
because the August show is going to be called You're Going to Hear From Me. We started doing song titles to name the themes of each month, and You're Going to Hear From Me is going to be a show of new faces, featuring 4 people from Lenny Watts's Signasium and Marymount, and 4 people from Scott Barberino. He is developing a new show called New Faces, that
Yeah.
he's going to be
He's
presenting
always
in the
doing
theater.
something, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, amazing. So that will be August. September is going to be a show of original songwriters.
Wow.
Hello. And that one is called They're Playing My Song.
Wow.
So far, I have Tracy Stark booked for that, and Meg Flather.
Wow. Yeah. Well, depending on the day, if I'm not working or if it's early enough, I think I can do it.
It's September 18th. So check your calendar. It's
Okay.
it's a Wednesday.
Okay. I work at 9, but maybe I could do the early part of it and We're gonna work it out.
We'll talk about
The
this, okay?
18th. I'm gonna put this down.
Yes,
Wow.
September 18th, a Wednesday night, 7 o'clock show. They're all 7 o'clock
Oh
shows.
my God, this is so fun.
And then the October show, because it's the night before Halloween, it's October 30th. We're calling that one is going to be called A Little More Mascara, and it's featuring impersonations. So I have David Mayako doing his Liberace.
Oh wow,
I
he's
have
great.
Oh, he's amazing.
He
I have
embodies
Mike.
him. He channels
Yes,
him.
he channels him. He really does.
I've watched
Uh,
those videos. I'm like, is
Isn't
that
it
him?
insane?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people don't realize, because everybody thinks of Liberace as, the flamboyant guy with the
Right,
chandelier.
right. He
They
was
don't realize,
incredible.
oh, how talented he was. What a technically brilliant player he was.
Amazing. Yeah. He
And
was a savant in many, many
yes,
ways. Yeah.
yes.
And yet,
And
lots of savants are not connected to their, they're kind of like, they're focused on their instrument. He was a savant, and yet he was so extroverted. So
yeah,
that's what made him so different than other
yeah.
performers, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, very valid point, and that I had not thought about before. But yeah, that rings true. Um, it, Very few people are technically brilliant enough just at being a pianist to be
Mm.
able to do those arrangements. David transcribed those arrangements that Liberace did note for note and
On his-
plays them note for note.
Oh my God.
Okay, aside from all the comedy and
Wow.
the
When's that? October?
that is the October 30th show. Yes.
Okay. So Goldie,
So
let me ask you something. Is there
yeah,
do you have a website, or do they go to your page if they want to look ahead month wise?
go to my website, goldiedevere.com.
Okay, and that is GOLDID
E. No,
IE.
GOLDIE.
Uh-huh.
D as in David,
Yep.
V as in Victor, ER
Okay. .com.
.com.
And you can get
And
all, because this is great. Put it in your calendars, folks. And I will
you'll see
remind
them all
everybody
listed.
that Don't Tell Mamas only takes cash. That's an important thing that you should know. So that before you go to a show, you stop at the ATM, or as the Italians, in between our mattresses, and grab some money. And, and then the
I had
Italians,
neighbors.
of
I had
course,
neighbors like that. Yes. I grew up in South Philly. So
Oh God! Oh, I love the food down there. That is an overlooked Italian area there.
the
South Philly.
Italian area, the Italian market, 9th and Catherine,
Oh my
that whole
God.
area. I grew
I
up
love
at Fifth
Philly.
and Porter in South Philly. And in my neighborhood, every family, you were either Jewish or Italian. There
Of
were like
course.
2 Irish families. And I always said Jewish and Italian, it's the same culture.
I've
just
always
a
said that it's interchangeable. You can completely switch aunts and uncles, and what do we have in common? Carbs.
Yes.
We love our carbs, and I'm telling you, so much is the same.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just a different menu.
Yes.
Your nonna made you spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
My Bubby Ida made me, chicken with matzo ball soup.
I
Yes.
love it.
So yeah.
Now,
So
Goldie, will you stay on? I want to make sure, because we're going to bring on Paul Piltz, but I don't want you to
Absolutely.
leave. Oh my God, there he is. Stay. Don't leave.
Hey,
I'm
Oh
not
my
going anywhere.
We got
Are
to
you
bring.
kidding? He's a chef. I'm not going anywhere.
He's the chef. Now, Paul, I know you're right now at Don't Tell Mamas.
I am Goldie. I just saw you like 20 minutes ago.
Oh my God! Yes, I was at the show. I had to leave before like the last 2 people
I know. I
because
brought you
I
your
wanted to.
check.
Okay.
I love this. I love this. And Paul, I know you're working a show now, honey.
I am. I just finished working.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
here.
good. I don't want
Yeah,
to get
I'm
you.
good. No, I'm here. We got Randy in the back. If you see
Oh
her right
my
over
God! Look
there.
how cool that scene is. That's like
Yeah.
you're in the
It's
thick of it.
behind the scenes here at Don't Tell Mama.
So I want to tell everybody, I adore Paul. He's the one kind of person that I want to like bite. Like there's something about Paul that I want to bite him because he's so cute. Like if you
It's
were my
because I got
kid,
these chubby
if you were my
cheeks.
kid, and I do when I see you, I usually will give you a bite. But
Mhm.
anyway, we had so much fun at the Mac Awards, didn't we? That
Oh
was
my God,
really
yeah.
fun.
We also had a lot of fun at the pizzeria across the
That was
street
more fun than anything.
after the
Yeah,
Mac
after the Mac
Awards.
Awards. So now, and that's when you told me, which I didn't know about you. I mean, I know you're a great singer and a showman, but I didn't know that you were a chef. I was like,
Yeah, I
so
am
now tell us what's happening.
yeah, I am definitely 100% a self-proclaimed chef.
I love
I
that.
didn't go to school for cooking. It's just been a passion of mine. When I first moved to New York, it was twofold, right? So dining out in New York, it now more than ever, but like back then as well, is very expensive, right?
Yes,
But
very expensive.
I always had expensive taste, I guess. I always wanted to eat
As
well,
most
right?
chefs do. Funny enough, most chefs do.
100%.
We
Well,
love to go out to eat, but we can't always afford it. So
100%. I mean, most chefs, they're spending $100 on a plate of food, but they're wearing shirts with holes all over it. You know what I
yes,
mean?
yep.
It's the priorities in life. So when I first moved here, my best friend who I lived with, like Goldie, you were saying, very Italian, and I'm Jewish. We were like the pizza bagel. We called ourselves like the little pizza
I
bagel
love it.
apartment.
I love it.
Yeah. But he was a really good cook. He grew up learning how to cook, cooking with his grandma on holidays, and I grew up cooking with my mom and watching her cook and my grandma in the kitchen. And we started having a lot of fun in the kitchen, and it was one me learning how to cook meals for myself so that I could eat well at home without going out
Mhm.
and spending $1 million at a restaurant.
Right.
And two, selfishly, as a single guy in my early 20s, not necessarily having the money to take someone out on a nice date to a nice restaurant, it was a nice way of going on a date, eating well, impressing someone, and
Ah, I love
also,
that.
having a good time. And then it's an activity, right? So, like, you can cook together, it's a built in
And it's
activity.
so romantic and it's so sexy. Like if someone can cook, or if you cook for someone, like I always, people are so appreciative. But if
Hmm.
you're on a date and you cook for someone,
I
listen,
mean,
I forget about
my
it.
wife is very happy to have my hobby being cooking great food
Isn't that
for
amazing?
an Instagram channel. Yeah, it's awesome.
So now
Lucky
you
woman.
I know, right? Right, Goldie? I'm telling you, it's a big deal. And my girlfriend, we've been together 15 years, but on our second date, I cooked for her. And
Hmm.
and there's another, this is the only problem about dating a chef or being married to a chef is that you will gain weight. You
One hundred
will
percent.
gain weight. Even roommates or best friends that I've had that have lived with me always yell at me when they leave. They go, "It's your fault. I gained 40 pounds. Thanks a lot."
Yeah,
And
I mean, there it is.
yeah,
My wife's best friend likes to say, "Fat and happy."
yeah. Listen, I would rather be fat and happy than skinny and sad. So
At
That's
one
right.
go-
million percent. One
now,
million percent.
Paul, you're in a competition right now. Tell us
I
about that.
am. I am. So, like the long story, mediumly short, I guess. About a year and a half ago now, I started an Instagram. I go by Chef Paul RD. My sister coined
I
that
love
title for
that.
me. Yeah, a little while ago, and I joined a competition called Favorite Chef. It's presented by Carla Hall, who's a
Who is
celebrity
my
chef.
favorite chef,
I
by the
love
way?
her.
Oh,
I
she's
know.
I've never met her. I hope I get to meet her, but I actually had a meeting today with someone who works over at Eater who worked on the Chew with her
Oh
for
my
like
God.
7 years. And I
Love
told him how
that
I
show.
was in the show, and he was like, "Oh my God, if you get to meet her, you'll love her." So yeah, there it
She's my
is. If
all-time
I
favorite chef. I
she
love her recipes and I love her personality.
She seems like a lot of fun, and she's so talented and awesome. And if I win this competition, first off, there's a few things that happen. The first thing is there's a $25,000 cash prize, which, like, not for nothing would be unbelievable. My wife and I are looking to buy a house. This is the first time I guess I'm saying it on social media because it's safe as of a day ago. We're expecting our first child.
What?
Oh,
Oh my God, I
Mazel
have
tov.
Yeah,
chills. I have
we're
chills.
Mazel tov. Mazel
thank
tov.
you. Thanks.
That's
We're very excited.
fantastic.
I need to get ahead of it now and I guess post something. But yeah, we're expecting our first child. So all of that would be like
Oh
so
my God.
helpful. I would get to do a photo shoot to be on the cover of Taste of Home magazine, but then I would also get like a one-on-one cooking experience with Carla Hall,
Oh
to
my
like hang out with
God.
her and pick her brain and cook together and all of that good stuff. So that to me, you know, like
Fabulous.
don't get me wrong, $25,000 would be nice, but that like few hours getting to pick her brain and cook. Oh, that steak salad that
Oh
you're
my God.
showing
So
right
why
now,
don't we
that was
start with
so
the
good.
steak salad? Let's talk about like what your style, because I was looking at your food because I said, Paul, send me some pictures. Your food is right up my alley. I like what I call Flintstone food, but it has to have a flair. So I
Mhm.
like a lot of meat. I'm very much a carnivore, and but I love like something that's interesting, has a little bit of a
Totally.
twist. So what is this, honey? This is like, oh my
This
God, I would order this
this
in a second.
was it was honestly like I would too. This was one of my if I ever open a restaurant, like a sit down restaurant, not like a
Yeah,
food truck situation. I
yeah,
have lots of dreams. We could talk about those one day.
of
But
course, honey.
this salad was a skirts. It was a like soy teriyaki glazed grilled skirt steak
Oh my God.
over an arugula goat cheese salad with toasted pecans. And if I remember correctly, yeah, it was pickled red onions
Oh my
and a
God.
strawberry vinaigrette.
Come
And that
on, that's
yeah,
ridiculous.
that
I'm
like
buying it.
it was
I will order that, sir. I'm
Oh my
ordering that.
God.
Right, Goldie,
yeah.
you love that?
Oh my
Isn't
God.
that
It's fabulous.
beautiful?
And it
All right,
looks gorgeous too.
Goldie,
Thank
we're gonna
you.
split that. We're gonna split that, and we'll have something else. What else you got, Paul?
Oh, come over.
Goldie and
We'll
I will
cook.
have we'll have that. All
Yeah,
right.
that's unbelievable.
What
I
is
could
some of
just
you?
is there another picture?
Yeah,
Let's
pull
move
another
on to the
picture up,
next one.
Leo.
I'll
Leo's
tell you what
amazing
it
guy.
is.
Okay, hold. There we
Oh,
go. What's that?
this is a twice baked stuffed. It's a twice baked loaded potato skin, like loaded mashed potato skin.
Okay.
Oh, tell it.
So
What's
yeah, so I essentially like you go to the restaurant and you get loaded baked potato or like a loaded mashed potato situation. But this I cut the potatoes in half, uh, roasted them, like threw them in the oven, took out the inside, turned
Yeah.
that into mashed potatoes with like
Woohoo.
sauteed garlic and
Oh my
onion and all
God.
that good stuff, and
Multi-blood.
then mixed it with cheese and bacon and scallion and all that good stuff,
I
and
love
then just
scallion.
literally so good.
Yeah.
Underdog. Scallion's like an underdog of onion,
I
I think.
agree. And it's pretty. It's to
Yeah.
me, I mean, I love onions anyway. I'm a big fan of all kinds of onions, but Vidalia are my favorite. But
yes.
yeah, right. But I love scallions. They're so underrated.
Yeah, and it's really good if you're cooking with. I don't have a picture of it here, but
What's
it's
this
actually coming to
pickle?
my. These are just pickles. I got into a huge pickle kick.
You make your
Um,
own pickles?
yeah, I do. I do.
Well,
I
you are
got into
Jewish, so I think that goes with the territory, right? It's like
dill
Italians
pickle.
making sauce. I
Hmm.
think if you're Jewish, you're gonna know
So
how to make a good pickle.
those pickles went really well on the burger that you just saw right there. Yeah. So I partnered with a company called Unwarranted Kitchen on Chef
I'm
Paulardine.
freaking out over here.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
freaking
my
out.
God. I could go on forever. Unwarranted Kitchen. It's a small boutique mom and pop company in North California, and they make smash burger presses. So they sent me a
Oh,
smash burger press to cook with, and it was
okay.
just around the time that I was doing this huge pickle craze. So I was able to use the pickles on the smash burgers. I like to use white onion with the pickles. McCormick has a anything but it's like everything and dill
I
seasoning.
know.
It's something like that.
I love those kind of things, those combination things.
Hmm.
There's a Vermont company that I love spices. You'll have to come over. I have a 4-tier spice rack. It's like
Oh yeah.
literally like tall as you can imagine. And I
Hmm.
love spices from all over the world. And my friend Liz Goldenberg, who does travel extensively, that's like her kind of gift to me. Everywhere she goes, she brings me a spice.
I love that.
And
That's so
so
awesome.
oh, it's the best. And over
Um,
the years, over like our 15-year friendship, I've managed to really learn a lot about world spices. So
yeah, I mean, we have friends and family who will do that for us sometimes. But my wife for her bridal shower, one of the things in the invitation, everyone got a recipe card. So it was
Oh,
everyone would bring like a family recipe or something like that. And my wife remembered like looking at all of it and being like, I hate cooking. Like I hate to be in the kitchen. It gives me agita, it gives me stress, but everyone was told to bring a recipe and a spice. So
Oh,
after this bridal shower, we had all these amazing family recipes, but we also I have a pantry in my parents' house in my childhood bedroom that
Yeah.
whenever we go to visit, there's literally a shelf of spices. And
I
some
Oh.
love
of them like it because it's just the back stock now, right? So like
That's
every time
great.
we're home, if we run out of parsley, we take parsley from there, like
I love
all
it.
that good stuff. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic, honey. So let's put up the link. Let's put up the link how you can vote for Paul.
Yes,
Go
for
ahead,
the
Paul.
favorite chef. So this is it right here. Favechef.com / 2024 / Paul Piltz. If you follow my Instagram page at Chef Paul RD, literally spelled like Chef Boyardee, but instead of boy, it's Paul.
Okay.
Shout out to Chef Boyardee. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
And I post the link is in my bio. It's very easy. You click the link, you scroll down, you could vote for free every day. Currently I'm in the quarterfinals. The competition I think started with a little over 100,000 people. It's now down to about
Wow.
it's now down to about 1,700.
Okay,
Um,
great.
and the next cut is Thursday evening, where the 1,700 is going to get cut down to 144.
Wow.
Wow. So we have to
Yeah.
vote, vote, vote.
Keep
Yeah.
on voting. I'm very, right now I'm in first place in my group.
Oh
There I
my
am.
God, there he is. I
Yeah.
voted for you, Paul.
Yay.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
got
so
the
much.
I got the 10 it was one of those days where it was double. Like if you bought $10,
Uh,
you can get one free every day, by the
you get
way.
one free, and you can do a donation. And here's the thing about the donations:
So
like
that's what I did.
selfishly, does it? I appreciate that so much. At the end of the day, I would love just like the free vote, the support for if everyone's got a Facebook, right? So like literally, all you have to do is log into Facebook, click vote, and that's that. If you feel comfortable, if you're looking for a foundation to donate to, the James Beard Foundation is where all of these donation-based
And
votes.
what did they do? James Beard.
It's a lot about it's the culinary world. It's helping a lot of people learn through the culinary world and
I love
all
that.
of that good stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just
they
like
talk about it. I actually was just watching a interview with the cast of The Bear, and they were talking about the James Beard Foundation
I love that.
in
Okay,
there.
so what I did was lots of times on those days they'll say double your votes. So if you
Mhm.
buy a vote, like I bought the $10 one, Paul gets 20 votes. So
Oh.
Correct. There
so
are times where it's 2 times votes.
my $10, which isn't even going to get me anything, it's not even going to get me a McDonald's burger.
Mhm.
Just got Paul 20 votes, and it went to a wonderful organization that helps other chefs and teaches things. And I personally am a big fan. Go ahead, Leo. Leo works for
He
kids.
deserves it.
He deserves
Absolutely.
it.
My
Okay.
friend Paul.
You guys are
deserves
friends, right?
it. Yeah. Before I knew you, Maria, I knew Paul because I was working on the boat, and that's where I met Paul.
I can't believe it. Now I
Way
put
back
Paul's
when.
thing up on our wall, and I also put it up on my page. And I'll do it again in case you don't get it. You can always reach out to me, but I did put it on both of those pages. Let's recap. So I didn't cook tonight. I usually cook, but because Paul was cooking, so thank you, Paul, for taking the reins on the segment of
The
our show is
food.
called. Go ahead, keep eating.
Oh,
So
those clams.
So-
That
Ooh.
video, when I
Mm.
posted, that was one of the first videos I ever posted, and it's really funny. I don't even know if this person would know about it, but someone commented on that video saying, "Homeboy, you need a new pan." And I
that is
did. I
hysterical.
really did. So I went and I bought a hex clad, and that's all I cook with now.
Isn't that funny?
That's
Mhm.
funny.
Listen, sometimes you need someone to tell the truth. Say, I learned. That's how I
100%.
learned things.
Oh.
This
You know?
Reuben sandwich
Oh my
made
God.
me buy a deli slicer. I now am the proud owner of a deli slicer that I
As-
store in my Long Island City apartment.
I know. Listen, the same thing with me. I have so many food things up on shelves and higher and higher. I mean, I've run out of room, but I like my products. I
Hey,
like my stuff.
you know, Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, skirt steak
Beautiful.
Oh my
tacos.
God.
That's fantastic. Oh my God.
Oh,
You're
these are
yeah.
making me
delicious.
hungry just
These
looking at
were
it all.
that was just honestly that's the sandwich that I wasn't even planning on making into a video, but my wife and I got COVID it's just about a year ago now, and we were really hungry. We didn't feel like ordering anything, but we had all of the things to make this, so I made some sandwiches, and this is now actually one of my favorite pictures, I think, of my
It's
my
well,
food.
you're first of all, it really is you. That's you
Hmm.
to me. You're really cute. You're super approachable. You're very friendly, and you love to cook. And it's like, here, I cooked you something. That's what I see.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
really
Is
you
that
in a
macaroni and
nutshell.
cheese sandwich? What's
What is
the
that?
sandwich?
This is a bacon, egg, and cheese, like
Oh.
homies bacon, egg, and cheese. What I do
I got to
with
tell you a
these,
trick. I got to tell you a trick, quick. Well, you know what I do at the because I work in all these bars, as do you. When we want to get rid of people at the end, and then I'll let you finish your story. I'm sorry I interrupted, but I'll
no,
forget.
no.
So what I do at the end of the night, and all my coworkers at any job I've ever worked at laugh because they know what's coming. I'm usually the last one to do my set, and we're trying to wrap it up, but we can't get rid of these people that have been drinking, and they need to go home, and they're nice people. But
No, that happens to
yeah,
you?
sometimes
Oh
they need to go
my,
home because it's time.
no.
So this is what I do to get them in a different head. I go, I don't know about you guys, but you know what I'm going to get on the way home? A bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And
Mhm.
everybody goes, what?
I gotta
Everybody.
go.
It's like a Pavlov's dog thing. And people go, where can you get that? And I always tell them, oh, you can go here or there. And people start asking for their checks.
Oh yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. So that's a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with what else do you have on there?
It's literally just bacon, cream cheese. You're seeing like
Oh.
my secret
Cream
sauce.
cheese.
Yeah,
Ah,
my
You're
secret
killing me,
sauce
Paul.
to a
You're
bacon,
killing
egg,
me.
and cheese is cream cheese.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Brooklyn Bagel. There's a 3 in Astoria. There's a few in Brooklyn. There's a few in Manhattan now. But they always, if you ever go into a Brooklyn Bagel, they have like 35 different types of cream cheeses. One of which is a honey bacon sriracha, and it's
Ooh.
unbelievable.
What?
And anytime I go, I get the honey bacon sriracha. What you're seeing in this picture is just straight up some Tempeh cream cheese.
Oh my
But you want a little
God.
moisture, just a little bit of moisture
Yeah.
on that, like don't get me what growing up, my dad always taught me to get a little smear of butter on my egg and
I
cheese.
always get it. Me
that's
too.
what I had,
Yeah,
the
a little
butter.
smear of
Right,
butter. But
right.
as I got older and I got into my own way, the butter turned into cream cheese.
Uh,
Um,
Why not?
you know, you don't
I
keep this
love that.
figure by not putting
No.
cream cheese
It's a
Listen, me
on your
curated
too.
bacon, egg, and
figure.
cheese.
Curated.
There's a
Yeah.
shirt that I love that says, "Don't ever trust a skinny chef."
No.
That's true.
Although there are
That's
some skinny
true.
chefs, and Carla Hall, my favorite
I've-
chef, is skinny.
Yes.
But I love that. And some people just have that great metabolism. But you and I, Paul, are like, we love to eat and we love to show our stuff. And so I get it. And
Oh, yeah.
Leo, Leo's an amazing chef as well. Now, I
really?
can't believe we're running out of time. We could talk for days. Goldie, I don't want to forget about you. Let's recap what's happening with Goldie. Goldie, tell everybody about your new project and how they can see it.
Once a month at Don't Tell Mama. It's called Sneak Peek. It'll be listed on Don't Tell Mama calendar. You can also go to my website, goldiedevere.com. We have all the shows listed, what they'll be through the end of the year. At the end of the year, by the way, we ended with a big St. Jude benefit for St. Jude Children's Hospital
Oh,
in
that's
December.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
That's
We
awesome.
raised a lot of money last year, and we're doing it again this year. And I have my solo show at the end of the year. We'll talk more about that at another time.
And both of you, I want you to know this. You're always welcome to send me anything you have that's happening because I will post it on my wall. I will.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
always.
Thank you so much. Goldie, your show in October is on my birthday. I'm going to have to come and wear
October
mascara.
30th?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you want to come in
Wow.
drag, you can be on the show.
Hey,
Well, also, Paul, I have to tell you, I didn't know your last name. I know you as Paul. And I went to the Mama's Next Big Act show tonight because I had a couple friends performing in it. And Paul was the waiter there. And I kept saying, I need my check. I have to leave early. And he got me, and I saw him on the way out. If I had known that it was
I
Paul
know.
Pilks was you, I would have stayed and just stayed at Mama's, not run home so I
Yeah,
could
we
get
could have
home in
done it
time to do.
together.
How cool.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
I specifically put you guys together because I was going with a mama's theme, kind of. You know, instead of like people's brains splitting and saying I have to go here for this and there, it's like,
Right.
oh, okay, that I kind of try to do that. So
Mhm.
I'm so glad that you were both available. And then, and the way that it happened was that Paul, by Thursday, we want to get Paul some votes.
Yeah,
So
Right.
I really, really do appreciate that. It's for the next here. Say hi to Randy.
hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
This is for Thursday's the end of the quarterfinals, and then the next round starts again. But it'll go for another 2 or 3 weeks, and
Yeah, let's follow
one
Paul.
step at a time.
Just follow Paul, follow Goldie. They're both wonderful people doing great things in the world and spreading the joy of creativity. And boy, do we need more of that. Leo, we didn't get to talk to you much tonight, but Leo is a teacher. He is an amazing chef, and he cooks for all his kids at school and teaches them to cook, which is, I think,
Wow.
an amazing thing to teach your kids, whether you're teaching them or you have kids, you have grandkids or neighbors. Teach kids to cook and teach kids to make their own food and see what they like. I do it all the time. I did it with
And
my
just
nieces.
teach them that it's not scary. I feel like
Yeah.
there's so
Right.
many that's why I started the Chef Paul RD page. So many people I've talked to, my wife included, like there are people who are just afraid to get in the kitchen and mess it up. And what's the worst thing that happens? Like it's
Right.
got a little too much salt. Like it's fine. You learn for the next time, and then you get to have
Can,
an amazing meal and do it on your own.
Yeah.
can I ask you, Leo, would you know, do they still have home ec in school?
They do not. They
And
do
they
not
should.
have them.
I remember we had, home ec, and we had sewing, and you learned basic skills, and
You learn how to
it was
balance your
wonderful.
checking account.
But it really upsets me that those
I
things have been
agree.
discontinued,
When I was in
along
school,
with
we
the
had that.
arts.
And
I
so
had a
Absolutely.
foodie week 2
The
weeks ago with
arts-
my kids. I had them making sandwiches because a lot of them don't make sandwiches. They're eating these Lunchable things or bringing stuff. I'm like, here's a sandwich. And they all had a sandwich, and then they watched a movie.
Yep.
That's great.
You know how I learned to cook? Just like you, Paul. I sat with my mother was an amazing cook, and we were very poor. So, but I never knew we were poor because my mother made the most delicious things. But
Right.
she made everything. I think we went to a restaurant twice when I was like
It's
until I was
not
about 8.
hard. You could
It's
eat
not.
and you could eat so well
But to
on a
watch her
budget.
was amazing. And then she'd say, "Okay, you see what I did? Now you do that, and I'm going to cut the potatoes." And I loved it. But then if she made
That's
a
how you
mistake,
learn.
that's how you learn. If she would be like, "Oh no, I put too much salt," then she'd say, "You know how you can get rid of the salt? Throw a potato in that. A potato takes out that
Takes
salt."
it out.
Right.
Or things
Right.
or I would learn to balance with sweetness because I like salt and sweet very much.
Right.
And so when I cook, I'm like, I made it too acidic. Okay, let me balance it with something buttery or something sweet, like pull that out. So you learn, and that's how you learn. And I encourage kids to, because I work with kids too, and food is a great way to create.
Mhm. It
Now,
was always
And it's
my
a great way to bond. It's a
oh
great way
my
to
God,
bond too.
absolutely. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Paul. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, like I always, and it took me a long time to learn this lesson, but you could always put more in. You can't always take more out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. You can always, that's with everything. So now, before we go, I know we're running a little bit over, but I want to make sure I didn't miss any comments. Andy Pratsky says, great memory. Jerry Scott played Liberace's Mirror piano in Las Vegas and sang, I'll Be Seeing You. We all cried. Thank you for sharing that, Andy.
Keith
Lynn,
Torgan signed in.
Oh, I know. I saw Keith Torgan is our friend. He's an amazing songwriter and works with kids as well. Very funny, but he's also
An artist.
an amazing artist. As a matter of fact, the thing I have 2 Torgans. One of them I bought 2, and I sent one to Leo. All I did was send Keith a picture of Leo, and he turned it into this amazing thing. Like
I'm a Torgan.
He organized it, so it's like almost looks like a clown, and it's beautiful. And then a picture of me and Leo, and he organized that for me. So Keith Torgan is a a great, great, great guy, and go to his website, which I think is Torgan, Torgan arts.com. And Lynn Porter says, oh, okay, to clear the room, because my thing is the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And anybody that knows me knows I pull that trick. And she says, because she's a piano player and a singer, and she works in different places. She says, I sing Hello by Lionel Richie. And I don't know. It clears the restaurant.
Oh, that's
something
funny.
about it.
That's really
funny.
funny. That's really funny, Linny. Oh my God. Danielle is laughing at Lynn and Keith. Okay. What else? I just don't want to miss anybody. I swear it works every time, says Lynn. Yeah, it's like the bacon, egg, and cheese thing. I mean, you guys can try your own stuff and tell me what works. But it's the power of suggestion. You know,
I used to, on my way home, I used to stop at, like when I first started working in New York, 4 a.m., there was a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. It wasn't the most gourmet thing in the world, but I would go in and I would get 2 egg and cheeses on croissants. And at 5 in the morning, as I'm putting my head down and I have my big old shift drink,
yeah,
I am having my bacon, egg, and cheeses and going to bed.
I know. I love it. I love it. Your show's taking me out of politics, says Keith. Well, we started the show with a little bit of politics, but this is what we need. We need to get out of ourselves. We need to enjoy each other's company. And which brings me back to this. If they were just to leave us alone and let us be, I think that human beings get along beautifully. And if we would spend more time talking, we wouldn't be fighting as much. That said, you are someone that has rights, and you are someone that has, I'm very big on voters' rights. Your vote is your voice. Do not blow that. So you use your voice, use your vote. Don't forget to vote in November, and don't forget to be active. Don't fight with one another. Listen to each other and have civil conversations. I think that'll bring us back to where we need to be. Leo, I would be lost without you. I always say, thank you for everything. Goldie, I'm so glad that we had some time together where we could actually have a nice conversation. And I will come to your show and we're going to talk and it's going to be great. And I think what you're doing is amazing. So thank you for doing it.
And thank you for having me. This was wonderful. I love this.
Yeah,
this
thanks so much, Maria.
What a pleasure. I'm excited.
Next time, let's do it without the cameras and at a restaurant or at my apartment with some
my
wine.
God, I would love that. I could bring my camera. I could bring my whole setup over there. It's easy.
Yeah. Oh, I have equipment. Don't you worry.
Oh, forget about it. I love you, honey. Everybody go and check in and vote for Paul. You can vote once a day free, or you can buy and they have double this. It's really cool. It goes to a great cause. And congratulations to you and your beautiful wife. And keep us posted on everything, okay? Thank you, Leo. I love you. And this Thursday, if you John Bronston, who we all love, is doing the show of his own music at the Stonewall Inn upstairs, which is a great room. It's called The Music in My Mind. And I already got my tickets. I think they're like $20 or something. It's not a lot. And he's got a lineup of 10 amazing singers. And it's all music that he wrote. And this is the debut of his original stuff. So thank you, everybody. From What's the Story with Maria. We love and appreciate you.